Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Samantha Perry. It is a beautiful day today. We've been dodging raindrops throughout the week, so we're not going to be on the turf. And I was home yesterday and watching the races on TV, and it looked like it was a monsoon season.
Yeah, it was just in and out all day, but the track is listed as good today. If we don't get any more rain, I'm sure it'll upgrade to fast. They do such a good job around here, Ron.
What? Yeah, they do, really do. And the Topita, amazing yesterday. I just watching that rain. And Brian's on assignment today, but he did kindly enough leave us his ticket. So we're starting the day with a good main track. Topita all the time. And, of course, off the turf today. Hoping to be back tomorrow. We got a really nice stakes race on the turf tomorrow. So we'll see how that plays out. So with that said, let's just get into the first race. And the first race today is going to be 5.5 furlongs on the Topita. We got the rainbow. I forgot. Wow, estimated pool of 125,000. I'm rushing things today.
Yeah, it's okay. You're just so excited, and we've got your rainbow ticket a little bit later. Excited to see that.
Estimated pool 125 today, so we'll see how that plays out. Current 3-5 favorite is the number 5 in here. Now I'll get back to the conditions of this race. 5.5 on the Topita. Maiden claim is 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch to 1 Aquarius Moon. And as I sort of alluded to, Brian has an early pick 5 ticket, so let's check it out. He went 3 deep here in race number 1 with the 3, 4, and 5. I think he's got the logical 2 there. Lots of coverage in race 2. That one came off the turf to be running a mile 70 yards in there. He's got he's got the logical horses, and one of them, Caspian Sea, I think is a major player. His single comes in race number 3. It's the 2, Hey, Harry, in race number 4, just 2 deep there in a 3-horse field. Should have went all. You didn't want to spend the extra money.
Hey, you're Mr. Know-All-Ball here.
And then the 5th race, off the turf, that one's going to be running 5 furlongs. He's got the 1-6-10. That's what I got, 1-6-10, and that's a different order. But $45 for him. Samantha, how'd you see this first race this afternoon?
Well, it's early in the betting board here, Ron, but I saw it the way everybody else is right now with the 5 Golden Sombrero, first time gelding for trainer George Weaver, and this horse getting coming back off a little bit of a layoff, but 5.5 furlongs should be fine for that.
Yeah, he's 4 for 8 with horses going from maiden special weight to maiden claiming, so lots to like here. You're getting the leading rider, Red Ortiz Jr. I keep saying that Jose is trying to catch his brother here.
Yeah,
he's got like 75 wins or thereabouts. So you've mentioned first time gelding in there. The 3 horse in here, you might have a shot, and that's because it's Safi Joseph Jr. on the drop from 40 to 25.
This is a big drop here, and this horse knocked at the door at the main special weight level on the Topita first time out. I like the fact that they're bringing him back on the Topita.
The horse we have in third is the number 4, Better Go, Go, Go. And this one from Mike Yates. I think we've got a stat we want to show about Mike Yates.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one, too. This is with maiden special weight to maiden claiming here at Gulfstream, 14%. Not a big ROI, so whenever you're playing these horses, you're not going to get any type of price on them, Ron. But this is a good move from the barn here.
Yeah, and figures here. So it looks like 5, 3, 4 in that order in race number 1. We'll flip the page, go to race number 2. As we mentioned earlier, that the races are off the turf this afternoon after that rain yesterday. So when it's 7.5 on the turf, if you don't know, it goes to 1 mile and 70 yards on the Topita. We're going to scratch the 4, the 7, and the number 8 horse. And what do you have?
Tropical Topita pick 3.
Tropical Topita pick 3 because they're off the turf. They're very interested. Let's see this ticket.
Yeah, and this is I had to change some things around a little bit just due to the scratches, Ron, and the surface change. But you see my anchor there in race number 8, and we'll get to it a little bit later. But that is the number 6. Tap Gold, who was so impressive for Rohan Crichton last time, and I think he'll be pretty tough here today. A $36 play in this race, I felt like got a lot trickier off the grass here, Ron.
Tropical Topita pick 3.
Yeah.
That's a little, got to say it a little slowly in there.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister.
A little bit of a tongue twister in here. So getting to this second race here, Samantha, how'd you start it off in here with the number 6 horse in here, and that is Daring Reason.
Yeah, and let's show the replay because I felt like this horse, there are 2 scratches that were in this replay, so we're only looking at Daring Reason. This was the first time this horse debuted. Jack Sisterson is not a barn run that's going to have a horse completely cranked up, ready first time out, but they bet the horse. He tried hard here. He didn't want to give it up by any means. Now, he only beat 1 home, but he was just running hard the whole time. Now he's got the blinkers on here. He's kind of just wandered in the stretch a little bit. You see the number 7 finishing just a bit before him. That's for the Chief, who's the number 10 in here. But I just feel like Daring Reason can move forward.
Move forward off that. Paco Lopez riding in great form. He will be in the saddle today. What about the number 2 horse in here? I ended up on top. Of course, I had a scratch in here of my top pick, but the number 2 horse, Warbeat. This one is a half to Catholic boy. The multimillionaire made $2 million. Now, coming off the layoff, trying to Topita for the first time, so lots of guesswork with Tyler Gaffleone for Brendan Walsh.
The Turfway Topita all-weather race was great on debut. So honestly, this horse was one that I had to put back. I put back in my picks with the surface change.
Yeah, so it figures in there. And you also have the inside horse, Caspian Sea, one of the horses Brian used in his early pick 4, and this one from the Safi Joseph Jr. barn.
It's Safi. You can't ignore his horses, and he's got 2 in there. I'm glad you've got the 5 in your mix as well.
Yeah, Zofan is certainly, if you go off its sprints on the Topita, not bad during December and October.
Yeah.
Tried the turf going long last time out. Close to be 4th. I think this horse is a logical contender. You have it on the ticket. So race number 2 will be on the Topita at 1 mile and 70 yards. Flipping the page, going to race number 3. On the main track, 6 furlongs, claim is 3-year-olds and upward, no scratches or jockey changes in here. We'll start it off with your horse in here, and that is the 4, Jackson's Web, this one from the Gary Jackson barn.
The dirt race 2 starts back to break his maiden was a good one, Ron. I understand that he was in an over 14 in order to break his maiden, but still, sometimes when horses get that confidence, it just carries them. And look at his last race, albeit it was on the Topita, but still, it looks like a light bulb came on here.
Yeah, I mean, he only got beat 3 parts of a length in that last race, albeit, like you said, was on the Topita. It was against 16-2 lifetime claimers. This is 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. So the other day we had a 3 and up race, and all the 3-year-olds ran well, and the 4-year-olds didn't run in that race.
Exactly.
So you never quite know. It's very early in the year to have 3-year-olds facing 4-year-olds, but sometimes if they're good, they're good. I believe one of Brian's singles in here was the 2, Hey Hey Harry. Kelly Breen taking a big drop this afternoon and run well. Broke its maiden 2 starts back for 25. Comes back and runs an okay third. Was up there on the pace. I think this is the horse to beat.
Yeah, and he's 3 years old, so that's one of the exceptions with that because he just might be a cut above the older horses in this spot.
Yeah, and it's always good at this time of the year to watch how that's going. I love the name of this horse. Don't ask me why. It just seems so silly to me. And that is 16 Cigarettes. I would love to know how they got the name for this horse. Cantheros, Tap It Queen. It doesn't say 16 Cigarettes.
No.
Somebody must have smoked 16 cigarettes when they bought this horse.
They must have. Well, how many are in a pack?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'll have to ask somebody. Well, but probably not 16. That would be an odd number. But, yeah, you get Paco Lopez, and the race here to break his maiden was a good one.
Yeah, it's a similar situation with the other horse.
Exactly.
You look 2 starts back was rather impressive. It's a 3-year-old originally by Canthera, as I mentioned. And you're getting Paco up there, and that's the 9-5 on the board. The big favorite at 6-5 is Hey Hey Harry. But I like your angle with the number 4 horse in here, Jackson's Web. Yeah. So we'll see how it plays out. That is the first 3 races. We're going to take a short break, catch our breath, and come back with my Rainbow Six.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
There for a minute. We are back on the air for race number 4 this afternoon, and it's a 1 mile and 70 on the Topita. Claimers, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. We got some scratches in here, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. The 3, the 5, the 6, and the 7. Luca Panici is going to ride the 1. Edwin Gonzalez not on his mounts this afternoon. 3-horse field. So let's look at my Rainbow Six ticket. I was able to take all in here because of the 3 horses.
Okay.
3 deep in race number 5. My top pick is the number 6 horse in there, Artemis Sound. That one taken off the turf. And in race number 6, my single today, Bluish, 7-5 on the morning line. Thought he was the logical one. Also on the main track. Race number 7, my top pick is Frosted Fate. Jose Ortiz riding in really good form. Just 2 deep in race number 8. That one off the turf with the 8 horse as my top pick, Classic Motown from Marty Drexler, who seems to win everything. And then the final race, just the 3, 4, 6. Brian used that on his tickets too. So I think those are the logical 3 in the last race. My top one being number 6, Latte Lizzie, Chad Brown, Arad Ortiz Jr. 32.40 for me. I originally had 43.20, but then they scratched another horse out of that all. So 32.40 for me. See how that plays out. Well, what do you say about this race here? We got the 4 horses in here. I got my ticket, and I got Gray Princess. After everything, I thought maybe this was a logical horse, stepping up off the claim. Got that victory last time out for Amador Sanchez.
Yeah, this is a sharp move by the barn whenever they claim a horse. So the scratches definitely changed this race quite a bit. I feel like it's 2-4-4-2, but you've got the all ball, so if something funky happens, you're alive.
Well, you got a jockey change them over, but the 2 Wicklow Growl looks like the speed of the speed.
Exactly,
here.
she could just get loose.
And Tapita yesterday after that rain was favoring speed, and usually, as you always mention, the day after we get a lot of rain, it's always good to have horses that could be on or with the pace and on the Tapita. So just 2 and 4, 4 and 2 with Luca Panici riding the number 1 horse in race number 4. Go to race number 5 this afternoon. Originally scheduled for the turf to be run at 5 furlongs on the Tapita Maidens. These are fillies, 3-year-olds. Scratch the 3 and the number 7 in here. And we have Samantha's late pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I do, and I like this sequence here. It's a little tricky. We'll get to this race in just a second. We're on race 6. I do have the 2 on top, Unrelentless. Race number 7. I'm spreading a bit. I don't particularly trust this race, but I do have the 8 on top, Amor Lejano, with Junior Alvarado riding. Race number 8, just 2 deep. The 6 for me, Tap Gold on top. And in race number 9, there's the single, Jessamine Hill. She ran very well first out. I think she'll move forward. $36 the play.
Very affordable, $36. And like you said, it's a pretty good sequence. You say, oh, they were off the turf today, but this is a good sequence in here. And we do have a couple of nice races on the main track this afternoon. Of course, not being this one. And it's in here, race number 5, how did you see it?
Well, I did go with the 1 Caboodle, Ron, because this horse on the Tapita first time out ran really, really well. At a huge number, by the way, and Iced Coffee was a horse that they paid a lot of money for and just blew the doors off the field. But this horse chased for a barn that doesn't really strike very hot with first-time starters. Now she's back on the Tapita. I think this moves her up even more.
Yeah, I had to use her on my ticket, ridden by the Hall of Famer Johnny Velasquez. Now the number 6 Artemis Sound, we both have on our ticket. Well, I have on top of my ticket. I think you got a video you want to show?
Yeah, I do. And there's Halston Rose coming out of this race as well, and Mac Tamor. Kind of the gang is all here. Halston Rose had a tough post position that day. You see from the 11. And Artemis Sound, the 1 horse, just made a big move and couldn't get it done. Just kind of went a little bit wider. You see it's when the 11's on the inside of you and the rails are out like that, that could be a tricky position to be in. But Artemis Sound ran very well here.
Yeah. I remember, I think the Halliston Rose might have been my long shot that day.
Yeah,
I remember,
that was a good effort from the post.
I remember that day. So, so Halliston Rose. Now, of course, this is going to be on the Tapita this afternoon. So you went with the 1. I used the 1 too. But on top, I had the number 6 that we just talked about, Artemis Sound. For all the reasons you mentioned, door closed nicely in that race, broke from the rail, came on, just got beat that neck, as you just saw there. Arad Ortiz Jr. in the saddle for Mr. Todd Pletcher. And then the number 5 horse in here, Mac Tamor. John Ortiz can't fault his debut on the turf.
Yeah, you can't at all. This horse, she galloped out really well too, so I think she's another one that can move up second time out.
And that is race number 5 this afternoon with the late pick 5 in this 9-race sequence. Flipping the page, going to race number 6 this afternoon. It's going to be a 6-furlong sprint for fillies, 3-year-olds. No scratches or jockey changes in here. And we have Ryan's late pick 4 ticket, I believe, in race number 6, right?
Yeah, there you go.
And he singled the horse. That's my best bet today. So even though he's here away, he still copies me somehow.
Of course.
So we'll talk about this race in a moment. Race number 7, like you did, lots of coverage in that race. You did not trust. They did Brian. My top pick is the 2 Frosted Fate, one of the horses Brian used. In race number 8, I think it's 1, 6, and 8 to the hoop there. It just seems that there's a logical ones in that race. And in the 9th race, your single, Jessamine Hill, and you also used the number 6 horse, and that is Latte Lizzie, one of the horses I used on my ticket. Very affordable, $18, but you got to have bluish to start to win it. It's my single in the Rainbow Six, and just off its previous performances, I think dropping it to the 35 makes this horse look good.
I think so too. I wanted to try to beat her just because I've never been a huge fan of her just in general. I thought she was very vulnerable each time that she's run. Of course, she proved me wrong 2 starts back, but now she's back at probably a level that she belongs, Ron.
Yeah, and I think that's the most part. But I like the fact that you're trying to beat this horse this afternoon, because we've seen throughout the time, favorites, they look so good, they don't always win. So you went with the 2 Unrelentless, this one from the David Fawkes barn, and this one also getting some class relief today.
Yeah, you look at the dirt races, and they were just way too tough. She's a Florida bred. She won in a gutty way first time out, and they didn't bet her either. And she came back in 2 stakes races against very top-tier Florida bred horses, and then came back going on the mud, 7 furlongs. I just don't think these are anything that she wants to do. Then she tried the Tapeta. Didn't like that either. Now we're back in a good level and 6 furlongs on the dirt where she won.
And she got Lasix last time on the Tapeta, so this is the first time she'll be getting Lasix today when she's running on the main track.
Yeah.
The number 3 horse in here, Scootaloo, from the Julie Stormfeld barn. This barn has done some good work in here. This one drops. You can look at this horse's last couple of races. Boy, if this horse could have won, it would have been prices. Every race, try to Glitter Woman, 75 optional claimers, big prices. I think the drop is the major play here.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that, we'll see at 3:39 in the Eastern what the track conditions are like, but if it stays good like it's listed now, that definitely helps her.
Yeah, and just the drop is it's really significant. The inside horse, Cozy Colby from Carlos David, ran okay last time out against those 16 starter optional claimers. And, you get Luis Saez. You can't be wrong with that.
No, you can't. We'll show the replay because Just Take Notes is in this spot as well. That's the 5. And you see him here. Marshmallow Queen was just an absolute runoff. But Cozy Colby and Just Take Notes ran very well. Cozy Colby did the hard work on the front end, and Just Take Notes just kind of picked up things late. Just Take Notes is a fade for me here, but Cozy Colby, I feel like this is one you got to watch out for.
Yeah, just the connections alone. They always do an excellent job in here. And, as you mentioned, Marshmallow Queen, much the best in that particular race. Yeah. So now we go to race number 7 this afternoon, originally scheduled for the turf to be run at 5 furlongs on this was always on the Tapeta. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I saw the scratches. I got confused there. 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Claimers 4 and up. Never won 3 races or a race in September 8th in there. Scratch the 4, the 5, and the 10. Junior Alvarado, your pick is on the number 8, Amor Lejano.
These are horses that kind of take turns beating each other, Ron, and so I wanted to take one that looked like this is a race he could cycle forward in. He ran 3rd against the same group last time out. Now you've got Junior Alvarado and a good outside post.
I went with the 2 in here who have in second, Frosted Fate, getting its claiming tag sliced in half, taking the blinkers off. Anthony Margada doesn't start a lot of horses, but all his horses have run exceptionally well. Yeah. He's got like 5 wins, 5 seconds, and 5 thirds out of 30 starters. So 15 for 31 in the money. This is barn. Everything he's been running is going good. I mentioned at the top of the show, Jose Ortiz riding in good form. I think that's a logical one. You also have it on your ticket. Maybe you go with the number 7. I throw in the ticket for Adios horse Asher, I thought had a little bit of a shot in here this afternoon. And this one, just because, just thought with Danny Hertak, it ran okay. Getting that drop maybe runs okay.
The drop will help for sure because the race 2 starts back at the level was good.
Yeah, so that is race number 7. Going to race number 8. This is the one that was originally scheduled for the turf. I was jumping the gun once again. About 7.5 now, a mile, 70 yards on the Tapeta. Scratched the 3 Fast Fixer. That was my long shot this afternoon. And the number 4 Social Long Distance, both declared out of the race. And we'll talk about your number 6 in here, Tap Gold. And we have a video on something else, not Tap.
Yeah, not Tap Gold, but Tap Gold. This horse moves way up the fact that this race is now off the grass on the Tapeta. He's got some tactical speed. Anthony Thomas did a really good job riding this horse last time, just put him right in the race. The horse was in for the waiver, so they couldn't take him. And this horse just kept on going. I feel like even with the scratches now getting the lead, he's going to be the fastest horse on the inside here because I think he'll be able to clear these horses to his inside, and that's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, a major player. I got him on my ticket too, but I did go with the number 8 horse. I lost to both the 3 and the 4 in this race, but that was because of the turf in here. Classic Motown is on the outside for a Marty Drexler. First off the claim, he's been unbelievable, almost 30%.
Yeah.
He's really been incredible in here. He's good with horses on the synthetic for both here and in Canada. Thought this was a logical one. You also have it on your ticket. And then you got the number 7, Bold Majestic, close out your trifecta in here, which is from Stephen Dye's Bond and listed as a gelding today.
Yeah, this was before all the scratches and the surface change was my long shot, but I liked him. I don't really like him too much on the Tapeta here, but I think first time gelding will help.
Well, our final today is going to be at 1 mile and 1/16 on the Tapeta. These are maiden filly 3-year-olds. We do have one scratch in here of the number 8, Luna Love. And you got your single in here. So let's start with the number 3 horse, Jessamine Hill. And this one from Cassie's Barn ran an okay second in its debut.
Yeah, and look at how far out of it she came. Now, coming into that race, she worked about a month beforehand, and I wasn't a fan of the work at all, but let's look at this workout now because she looks like she's got a lot of confidence and she is just in cruising gear in this work run. I mean, she's got her ears pricked forward. The rider doesn't even let her out a notch here. I expect her to show a lot more speed this time out, and she just looks like she's playing out there.
And the most important part, it's on the Tapeta. I love horses that work on the Tapeta, run at the Tapeta. They don't get as many chances to work on the Tapeta, but boy, I think it helps a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, just getting used to the surface each and every day. Some guys work on the dirt, horses work on the dirt, then run on the Tapeta.
Yeah.
I did go with the number 6 in here, and that is Latte Lizzie. And this one, Chad Brown, and just, with this horse, they started this horse maiden special weight. Didn't run that well. Okay, third. So let's put it in stakes. They put it in juvenile fillies. Then the Chelsea Flower. Now trying the Tapeta today. They're just throwing everything out. And that race was a good race. It was a long time ago. Lasix. I don't know what to make of this horse.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, if you want to spread a bit more, the biggest question is, we know she'll be fit coming into this spot here because it's easier, I feel like, with horses that have already had a foundation to bring them back. But she wasn't an expense. She was just sold for $85,000 at that OBS April sale. But she does get Lasix on, and you've got IRAD and a good outside draw.
Yeah, we'll see how the horse runs. I mean, it's just so many things that have to be answered. The other one is Tape Runner. Victor Barbosa Jr. getting blinkers on. Comes out of a pretty good race, albeit back in January. Produced a couple of next out winners. Sort of one paced in that last race. We'll see how he runs.
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of tough to really go to the window on that horse.
I think we had a stat in here too, right?
Yeah, we do. With Mark Cassie, actually, with his second-time starters. This is an interesting stat, and this is a good one as well. 26% Tapeta at Gulfstream with second-time starters. I saw your face when that came up there. That's good.
That's a good stat. Yeah, no, I was saying, boy, I should have brought that at the top of the analysis here. But it's a good one. Mark that down at Gulfstream Park. So that is the 9 races this afternoon. But, we are not done. We have the ever exciting lightning round. Then we're going to start it off tomorrow, being Saturday. It's another round of Beat the Expert, and I never know who's up. So you tell me who's up.
Well, it's Brian.
It's Brian.
Brian is in the hot seat. Yeah.
Brian is in the hot seat tomorrow. We try to figure it out each week. So Brian is in the hot seat tomorrow for that 11 race card. So, but we got a great race coming back. That's why it's got to be on the turf with Big Invasion coming back.
Yep, we do. And here he is. The last time we saw him, look at this trip at the Breeders' Cup. Oof, this was tough here for him. And he still shot through. This horse has got a lot of heart, and he loves Gulfstream Park Run.
Yeah, he loves Gulfstream Park. Always runs well in here and just comes close and just gets beat. That's up, as you mentioned. Had a tough trip in there. Can't wait to see him. We also have the Hurricane Bertie tomorrow, so double stakes action tomorrow.
Yeah, the ladies, and this is a grade 3 event, and we've got another, I want to say, matchup of Spirit Wind and Olivia Darling. Now, this is when Spirit Wind broke and forgot to stop. She was like a quarter horse from the starting gates, and now she's with trainer Safi Joseph. We talked to him yesterday. We'll show that tomorrow, what he had to say. And Olivia Darling came back to win next race.
Yeah.
Yep. So
this Spirit Wind seems to like this 2 for 2, I think, in stakes competition. So certainly in there you could see just closing. But like you said, held off the cavalry charge for sure to win it by that half length. So we'll see how that plays out. Now we got, we got the Tropical Turf pick 3. We got to have that tomorrow, right?
Well, today it's 2, 5, and 8, and tomorrow that's what we're hoping for. But what a good bet, Ron. This pays so well every time, and even on the Tapeta today, I feel like this is something that could play well. Yeah, you like the end part of the card, so once you get through that early part there, as you mentioned, races 2, 5, and 8 tomorrow. We see how it plays out tomorrow, hoping everything is back on the turf. Best bets, long shots, there's only one of them left for everybody. It's all on you now.
And it's my best bet, Bluish, and big deal, 7 to 5. So we'll see how it is. Everybody, we lost a lot of stuff because we had long shots and tough in the turf races. So that's us. We got about 30 minutes to post here. The early pick 5, $72,000 plus. Hope you join us all day this afternoon. It's going to be Samantha and I. Hope we have some fun. We had fun in the show.
We always have fun.
Good luck, everybody.